is a novel that takes readers to a time and place in the past. It can communicate ideas, feelings and beliefs, and can provide us with different perspectives on significant historical events to help us better understand the past and present.
Historical fiction is more important in the learning of all Australian school kids because all students should be aware of what has happened in the past. Some books, including the Once series and other books about the Holocaust, can broaden the understanding of Australian school kids by letting the students relive the events inside their imagination.
So, Sophia, what is your book?
My book is Once by Lois Platt.
And who are your main characters in your book?
In the book Once, the main characters are Felix, who is 10 years old, and Zelda, who is 6 years old.
And what is the historical period?
It is World War II, the Holocaust, and is from the 1st of September 1939 to 2nd of September 1945.
And what is your book about?
Once is a book about a young boy, Felix, who escapes an orphanage at the start of World War II in search of his parents. Along the way, he finds a young girl on the lawn of her house after it burns down. Both of them are clueless about the war until they start to see Nazis in the city where they think their parents are. On a long journey trying to hide from the Nazis, they escape.
And why is your historical period important?
World War II is an important historical period because it was one of the deadliest wars in history, killing over 6 million Jews. Adolf Hitler saw the Jews as an alien threat to Germany, so he wanted them gone.
And why do you think reading historical fiction books helps students with learning about history?
Reading historical fiction books helps students understand history because they can get a deeper understanding of what has happened in the past in an interesting but also educating way.
Okay, thank you. Now I'll interview Angelina. Okay, now for Angelina. What is your book?
My book is Sue by Lois Platt.
And who are the main characters in your book?
The main characters in my book are Felix and his guardian Gabriel.
What is your book about?
The book soon is about Felix trying to find his family, who he was separated from at the beginning stage of the Holocaust. He's been hiding and trying to escape the German Nazis. Felix struggles to look after himself and his intoxicated guard is Gabriel. He then gets into a huge fight involving guns and finds a new member of his family, an orphaned baby.
Why is the historical period important?
The historical period is important because it shows the time frame when the Jews were hiding in fear of the Germans, afraid their generation was soon to be wiped out.
Why do you think reading historical fiction helps students with learning about? Why do you think reading historical fiction books helps students with learning about history?
Reading books about historical fiction helps us understand our past and present as well as educating us.
Okay, thank you. Now for Olivia. Hello Olivia, what is your book?
The book I was reading was Then, written by Morris Gleisman.
And who are your main characters in your book?
The main character in my book is a young boy named Felix. He's a brave kid who has gone through so many horrible things but always takes care of others and makes sure they are okay. The other main character is a girl called Zelda. She's a cheeky, caring young girl who is trying to escape the Nazis with Felix.
And what is your book about?
The book Then is about Felix and Zelda trying to escape the Nazis by hiding with a Polish lady in a small town while in disguise as 2 other children. The lady they're staying with protects them even though she can turn them in for a reward. Throughout the book, Felix tries to escape reality by reading and imagining his favourite books and telling stories to Zelda to make her feel safe.
And why is your historical period important?
The Holocaust is an important historical period because we need to learn about the events that took place and the mistakes that happened and make sure nothing similar happens ever again.
And why do you think reading historical fiction helps students with learning about history?
By reading historical fiction, it can help students have a better understanding of how it would have felt to be in those difficult times.
Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts and opinions.
2008. Historical fiction is very crucial. If you read it, it will be very useful. Reading books is very fun.